Good morning. Oh man, the sun's hitting my beard, so it looks like way whiter than it really is. Man, it's fluffy too. All right, shoot, what day are we on here? Good morning. It's day 146. Got a little chilly last night. It dumped down to like the mid 50s. I think it was like 56 when I checked it this morning. After sunup. So let's see. I've got a 16 miles, 16 point something today. Just trying to figure out the next few days. It's going to get a little bit complicated around after Barrington, which is like next Monday, Tuesday. I've got to resupply again somewhere in 4 or 5 days. But so I discovered some pinholes in the seams of my collapsible coffee cup or cup that I use for coffee. Bug. Look right there. A couple of different places. So it was leaking on me the other night. I poured water in it and puddles started forming. Yeah, there's a bunch of holes right there. This thing is dead weight at this point, and I guess I can still use it for filling water bottles. But anyway, so now I'm drinking coffee straight from the pot. And I haven't been drinking coffee the last few weeks because I've been making protein shakes. But I have a new can of fuel today, so I thought I'd at least indulge in some actual hot coffee. Good coffee. Anyway, it's day 146. I think I got that right. I got 16 miles today, just to another shelter. Today's Saturday, and then tomorrow's Sunday, and then I think Monday I hit Barrington, Great Barrington, or at least the road that's near it, but that's too soon for me to resupply, so I may go to the next road before going into the Barrington, or try to make it to the next town. That's the tricky part I need to figure out, because the shelter spacing is weird right around there, and it might be like a 20-mile day somewhere in there, or a stealth camp is the more likely scenario. Looks like an old cellar or something. It's dug out with walls on, I mean, it's a rectangle, whatever it is. I guess walls on 4 sides. But then an old tree growing in there. It's been there a little while. It's a pine of sorts. Huh. I wonder if that's Cesar's old place. So an interesting historical note that was in the Far Out app about that campsite back there was that Cesar Brook was named after George Cesar, who was a free black man who used to own and farm the land that this was on. But that in 2020, some students that were doing some research project on the area discovered that it had been incorrectly recorded at some point in the past as Caesar, Caesar. And so the name was always Caesar, but they discovered that the older original recording was Cesar. And so they petitioned to and got the name officially changed to the original Cesar, I guess. I don't know if the pronunciation is any different, but the spelling was changed, and so they changed the name of the campsite to Cesar Brook Campsite, I guess sometime after 2020. So if you go into some older guidebooks, it's probably spelled the other way. far out facts. It's got to climb up into that crack in the wall right there. Oh, that'll be fun. I don't really have anything to say. I just wanted to show a picture of me with a head net on again. I feel very safari between the boonie hat and the olive drab shirt with a collar and the head net. I mean, all I'm really need is a pith helmet. But been a lot of like ups and downs, like classic early trail, just ups and downs today. Climb, descend, you know. Water crossing, climb, and then down to a road crossing, and then climb. So that's kind of old school today. So seems like Pennsylvania had all the gun ranges that would be practicing, firing ranges that you could hear off in the distance. Today I've been hearing enough what sound like sports car engines to where it almost sounds like more than just recreational sport driving in the mountains. It almost sounds like an event, like a hill climb or something like that. I'd be interested to figure out what I'm hearing. It is a Saturday, so it makes sense that if they're going to have some kind of sports car competition on the mountainy roads, it would be on a Saturday. But usually hill climbs are what they do in the mountains with sports cars. It doesn't sound like motorcycles. It sounds like cars. Like that scared the crap out of me. Yeah, I hear you. I'm just passing by. I gotta say that my throat jumped into my, however you call it, my heart jumped into my throat. My stomach jumped into my throat when I saw that snake because I heard it and I thought I heard which direction it was coming from and thought it was an insect or something. It was really close. And I kind of looked down at the spot I thought it was, and because it sounded like a cicada, but on the ground about 2 feet away. And I stared at the ground there looking for it, and so I was like, I can't spot it. And I take like 2 more steps, and that was when I was like alongside the snake, and he's still rattling away. And I realized I was hearing the rattle, not the chirp of a cicada or something. It felt like it was vibrating the ground right near me, just a couple of feet away, but I couldn't put my eyes on it at first. But yeah, same exact color as the one I saw back in at Full Heart Knob shelter. All right, so there's a racetrack. That explains it. That's why there's so many going at once. Must be like track day or qualifying day or something like that. All right, so it's Lime Rock Park. It's a racetrack. It's got a drifting ring, but that's what we're hearing. It's a sports car venue. I can see them. I can only see like 2 turns from up here. It's not like I have a bird's eye view of the whole facility, but yeah, Lime Rock, cool. Maybe it's like Corvette Day or something. I can't tell from up here, it's too far. Just listen to it. Sound on. Little road walk here, crossing over the Housatonic, which I guess we didn't do on the AT. Well, last time we did it, that was just the side trip into town. So, well, I did not know this was coming today. Just wasn't paying attention, but another benchmark. What's that? Probably 8 weeks at my pace. 2 months, really? Today's the 27th. July, August, September, 27th. Yeah, 7 weeks. Let's call it 7 weeks. That's 100 miles a week, though. I don't know if I can maintain 100 miles a week. Ooh. Reality check time. With zeros, I don't know if I can maintain 100 miles a week. That's a good looking wall. A lot of road walks today. I think we're about to go over some waterfalls, and so there are all these power plants and stuff here at the fall line. Call this the unofficial, because according to Far Out, we're 0.8 miles from the actual 2024 spot, but it's a nice sign here, so I'll take some selfies. This town's got some gorgeous rock walls, though. Not as crazy about the even dry stack, but that rubble wall right there is fantastic. The road walk section, this is starting to wear on my feet. This smells amazing. Here we are, 1500, weird angle. It's a little Dutch to get everything, my face and the numbers. Yay, celebrate. So, it's 10 minutes before 6. I have 3 miles to go, so that's 7:20 at the normal pace. So let's see where I'm at 7:20. Let's see where I am at 7:20. A little bit hazy today. Limestone shelter, 0.5. 0.5? Good grief. All right, this 0.4 down to the shelter is brutally steep down. This is eye level. if I were looking straight out. So that's the number of degrees down that it is right now. And I just came down, you know, these boulder steps, 2 sets of boulder steps up there and then right here. So it's more daunting going down it than it will be coming up tomorrow for sure. All right, here we are. Pretty shelter, I guess that's the shelter. But campsite down here and a few hikers.